Hello, hello. Hi everyone, hi everyone. Thanks for coming in. Hi. Hello, hello. Okay. I see some of you guys already coming in. So a very warm welcome to all of you. Very good afternoon. So I'm glad to see you guys again for today Buy or Buy series. Like I said, this is a very interesting company. So much content that I actually wanted to share with you guys. And of course, this is a fantastic company. I think that is one of the key reasons why I'm so excited today. So good. If you are able to hear me loud and clear, just say hi, okay? And then just help us to click, just hit the like button so that I can actually see you. I'm actually watching you guys as well on the Facebook. So if you have any comments, any questions, just put it into the Facebook group and I will be able to answer them. But just to make sure, just to let you know that there will be some delay. So yeah, just keep it going. Hi Joseph, hi CT, hi Yen and Albert. Hi Belinda, hi Chun Ping. Okay, good to see all of you. Okay, right now we have like 24 of you guys on Facebook, and we will again, as usual, we will start at about 2:05. Okay, so we will let about maybe 5 more minutes for more people to actually join in. But of course, very importantly is to actually help to like and share. So please help us to actually share this video out so that more people can actually join us. You can also do a watch party so that your friend will be able to actually watch together with you as well. Can you read Chinese? Yes, I can read Chinese. I can read Chinese. I can speak Chinese as well. Okay, good to see you, Thomas. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Kit. Okay, very good afternoon to everyone. So 3 more minutes, and we will get started. Hello, hi, Eamon. Hi, Eamon. Okay, I actually kind of miss the days whereby you guys actually Zoom together with me, and then when I ask you guys a question, you actually reply me immediately by typing into the Zoom chat. But of course with the Facebook, it's also a lot more convenient. Okay, you guys don't actually have to log in, you just need to subscribe. And I think very importantly is the whole video will actually be automatically uploaded onto Facebook. So which means that as long as you like our Facebook, you are following us, you can actually watch the replay again and again. So for those of you who are not with us today, or you need to go off later on earlier, don't worry, you can actually watch the replay later on. It will be there all the way. Hey Jimmy, good to see you. Hi everyone. Right now we have 37 of you guys online. Okay, 37 people online. All right, so it's a Saturday afternoon, and I think today is the second day of the opening. So probably, I think most of you guys would be out, and if not, tomorrow is Father Day as well. So maybe some of you guys are having some celebration, but still really appreciate you guys for actually tuning in on a Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. So right now it's 2:04, 1 more minute, and I would get started. Prata. Sorry, yeah, no prata. Yeah, I haven't had my prata yet. In fact, I was actually thinking to go out lah, but I see all the photos of the jam and the crowd, and then I decided to just stay at home. So probably for the next 1 week, I will still stay at home most of the time. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to start really soon. Okay, so if you can hear me loud and clear, okay, if you can hear me loud and clear, can you just help me by smashing the heart button in the Facebook? Okay, just hit on the heart. Let me just give myself a heart as well. Okay, so when I see a lot of heart coming out, and then I will actually get started. Right. Yes. Okay. Fantastic. I see all the heart coming out. Okay, let's get started right now. Yes. So once again, a very good afternoon to all of you. Okay, so welcome to our Buy or Buy series, whereby we actually share with you guys about US company as well as Singapore companies on a weekly basis. So what we do is we actually break down this company, and at the end of this session, what is important is that we will actually share with you whether this is going to be a buy, BUY, or is this going to be a buy, BYE. Okay, once again, this is my personal opinion, right? And of course, before I go into this company, Adobe, very importantly, if you want to watch some of our past videos whereby we actually shared, companies like Zoom, companies like Sheng Visa, many interesting companies, you can actually subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ultimate Investing, and you will be able to see many of our past video as well. So once again, the disclaimer is that whatever I'm going to share today is purely for educational purpose. So please do your own due diligence, and we will not be liable for any losses arising out of such information. Okay, but very important is that, okay, especially with the recent cases of the 20-year-old boy, committing suicide after a loss of 700,000. So please do your own due diligence. And once again, if you need any help, feel free to reach out to us. Okay, feel free to reach out to us. So this is going to be the format that we will be going through for today's session. Is going to what I call the big profit, okay, whereby I share about the background, the industry, the growth, and the peer comparison, the risk, opportunity, and lastly, I'm going to end off with the financial fitness of this particular business. So coming to the first part, which is the background. Okay, so Adobe is actually a digital experiences company with millions of global customers relying on their product every single day. I'm sure we have all heard of this company somewhere or another. Okay, maybe some of you are even using their product, and later I'm going to share with you exactly what are some of the product that this company do. So basically, if you want to create content, you will use their product. If you want to automate certain document, you want to create certain document, you will also be using their product. And of course, for some of you who are on the digital, okay, you want to engage with your customer digitally, especially if you are running an e-commerce store, you might be also using their product. Okay, so later I'm going to share with you what are the product that Adobe is actually doing. But this is one of the code that actually tie in very closely with what Adobe is doing. They want to change the world through digital experience. All right, and we all know that right now in the current world, everything is going into digital. Okay, and not only that, okay, I think for Adobe, they want to be even one step ahead. They are not just going into digital, they are going into digital experience, whereby the experience of being digital, visually is very important to them. And that's exactly what they do. So I'm going to start with the three core area of the business, okay, starting with this segment called the digital media, right? So this digital media is actually the core business, and as you can see, it actually contributes 71% of the business revenue in 2020. So what exactly is inside this digital media? Okay, you have all the different software. So this is a company that sells software. So some of the software that they provide is the more common one is things like Photoshop, your Premiere Pro, and even, for example, your Lightroom for photographer. And of course, if you are those very in-depth designer, you will be familiar with things like Illustrator, Dreamweaver, and even After Effects. Okay, so these are all the software that actually this company Adobe is doing. So you can see it covers quite a lot of area, from photography, creative imaging, to videos, to graphic design, to user experience, to even immersive, okay, where we talk about 3D and even more complicated stuff. So you can see that they're actually a leader in this area, whereby if you talk about designing, if you talk about Photoshop or even video design, photo design, basically any designer will tell you that Adobe is actually the leader lah. In fact, probably one of the only software that they will be using. So this is one of the creative cloud, okay, whereby you can see their services, some of the app, as well as the platform that they are actually in. Okay, so under this digital media segment, actually split it into two different areas as well. So the first one on the left hand side is the creative cloud, whereby you have all the Photoshop, all the Lightroom, And on the right hand side is what we call the document cloud. Okay, document cloud. So what exactly is inside this document cloud? Let me share with you. Okay, probably we will be familiar with this 3-letter called PDF. If you have heard of PDF or you have used PDF before, can you actually type in 777? If you have actually used or heard of PDF before, okay, can you just type in 777? So a lot of us, I think right now we are all pretty familiar with this particular word format called PDF. Okay? So what you can do with PDF is basically you can view them, you can create, you can actually share. And very importantly, right now, they actually incorporate this new tool that is signing, okay, and scanning. So that is something that actually they are also improvising and improving, okay, by incorporating this thing that is the signing area and also the scanning area. Then of course we have the second segment. Okay, so just now that was the digital segment, and of course right now is the digital experience. So under the digital experience, okay, this one contribute 27 of the revenue in 2020. So this is a relatively new business segment. So although it is new, right, but you can see right now it is contributing about 27, and this is one of the fastest growing segment of this particular business. Okay, I would say that this segment has a huge potential moving forward. And of course, for the last one is actually this segment called publishing. Okay, so that only contributes 2%. So that is why we are probably going to ignore. So we are going to focus on the first one, which is the creative, as well as the digital experience. So these are the two main areas that we will be focusing more on today for this particular business. All right, and of course, if we look at the revenue of this company, where are the customers coming from? You can see most of them actually are still coming from America. Okay, 58%, and of course, we do have some part from Asia, okay, as well as EMEA, which is 26%. And what happened right now is I'm going to combine these two together. I'm going to talk about the industry, and at the same time, I also going to compare it with some of the peer comparison. All right. So starting with this particular area whereby we talk about the creative portion. Okay, so this is the area whereby they are the leading one, they are the dominating one. In fact, if they are in the first place, the second place is probably very, very far off. Right? There's nobody actually near Adobe in terms of this creative creation. All right. So why is this company so powerful? Is because they actually have this very powerful network effect, okay, as well as this particular thing called the switching cost. And let me share with you exactly what this means as we read the first one. So what happened is that during this COVID-19, right, okay, as all the school is closed and everything is going online, what happened is that Adobe, they actually gave 30 million students, okay, who are at home, Creative Cloud, as well as teachers, to provide them with the support to actually use it. So, okay, while you are at home, what happened is that, right, they allow you to use the software for free. Okay, they actually give the student access to use their Creative Cloud. So Creative Cloud basically will comprise of all the software that they have, all the Photoshop, Lighthouse, Illustrator, After Effects, everything is bundled under this thing called Creative Cloud. So they provide you with all the software for a certain trial period. And why is this very powerful is because, right, okay, almost all the design students, if let's say today you actually learn design in poly or even in uni, right, okay, or even in the design school, okay, I would say maybe 99% of the time, the software that they use in school is this software called Adobe. So you'll be learning how to use Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Lightroom, Adobe After Effects. Everything is using this software. So as a result, what happened when these people graduate and they go to the workforce? Naturally, what is the software that they will be using? Okay, is also Adobe. And that is the powerful network effect. Okay, that everything started while they are a student all the way to the workforce. That, the moment you are so used to using Adobe, right, that even if let's say today you're as a business owner, you find another software that is cheaper, maybe half the price. But the thing is, right, you realize that all your staff is all trained using Adobe. So it's very difficult for them to actually switch to another software. Okay, and you realize that because Adobe is the leader, so they are also constantly innovating. So anything that is new, they would actually put it into the software. So that is something that you want, that it's very hard for people to actually switch to another brand or another software. So that is why they are actually the leader. So in terms of the industry, in terms of creative creation, they are definitely number one. And there is no doubt that there is not even anybody who is close to them. And of course, we want to talk about the second area, which is the document cloud. Okay, that is where we talk about this thing called PDF. So a lot of people will be asking, so one of the key competitor, of course, that I can think of is Microsoft. So Microsoft, we have Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Excel, etc., etc. But what is going to be the key difference between PDF and what's the difference between Microsoft Word? So if we actually look on the left-hand side for PDF, right, what happened is that PDF is one of the preferred, okay, document file for printing. Okay, the reason being is because whatever you see in the document file, when you actually print it out, the alignment, the pattern, everything is going to be the same. It's going to be a standard size. But I'm sure you guys, okay, if you have experience printing using Microsoft Word or Microsoft PowerPoint, sometimes the alignment is an issue. The alignment is an issue that, maybe your information will be out of shape, or it will be out of alignment and things like that. So when it comes to printing, right, that creates a lot of issue. And the second thing is actually what is more common is actually business and legal document. Okay, business and legal document. So why is it that a lot of business and legal document uses PDF? Is because, PDF actually had this format whereby you can only read, but you cannot edit. You can only read and you cannot edit. As compared to Microsoft Word, we all know that if, let's say today I send you a Microsoft Word file, you can actually just edit the wordings and things like that, change the font, change the color and things like that. But on PDF, there's this format called read only. So when you receive that document in a PDF format, okay, basically it is a fixed, it's like a piece of paper, but it's online. And there's no way you can actually kind of change it. So that actually works when it comes to business and legal document. And of course, on the second last one, which is anyone can view it, that is also one of the key advantage of PDF. So whether you are using your laptop or whether you're using your handphone or even whether you're on different software, okay, what happened is that PDF basically support most of the devices. So whether is it your phone, your laptop, or any of the older devices, you realize that you wouldn't have issue reading PDF file, okay? But sometimes, especially if you are using like Microsoft Word and Microsoft PowerPoint, if your laptop doesn't have the Microsoft software inside, you might not be able to actually read it. You might not be able to view it. Or sometimes like the older version of the Microsoft Word and the newer version, you might also have difficulty viewing it as well. So PDF in a sense is pretty standard. It's a standard format. So anybody can view it and there's no issue opening up. And of course, if you look at Microsoft Word, doesn't mean that it is that bad. Okay, so Microsoft Word usage is actually very good for reusing images and also word processing and editing. So if there's anything that you want to be able to edit, to change and things like that, I would say Microsoft Word is still one of the leading file usage. And of course, PowerPoint is very good. Microsoft PowerPoint is good for presentation, and things like that. So it caters to different target group. But I would say that PDF is getting more and more common, okay, and more people are actually starting to use it. So which format is actually better, right? This is a illustration to share with you. Microsoft Word is actually best choice for editing and making changes to works in progress. So if you want to be able to change certain things and make changes, then of course Microsoft Word would be good. But if you want to actually view it and you want to share a certain document with your friends, PDF will be a better format, right? So you can see, okay, so for the last one, okay, in terms of the customer experience management, okay, CXM, this is under the design cloud, okay, the designing cloud. So this is the new segment that this company is actually doing. So why I wanted to share with you guys this particular new term is very important because we have all heard of CRM, okay, CRM. I think in the software industry is very, very common. But what Adobe is going into is one level higher, Okay, it is not just going to CRM, it is actually going into CXM, which is customer experience management. So what happened is that, right, in terms of this area, I would say that they are actually one of the leader in terms of CXM. So these are some of the partner that they actually work with. Okay, companies like Microsoft, Salesforce, Facebook, Google, SAP, Oracle, PayPal, and all that. So you can see that, right, some of these particular brand, right, they are both Adobe partner in terms of this area, and in terms of the CRM spaces, they are also their competitor. But how Adobe differentiate themselves from them is basically they focus a lot more on the experience itself, the user experience, the user interface, the design portion, the usability, the friendliness. That is something that Adobe is really, really good at, because they have been in this area of design, of creation, of doing things that people actually like. So they focus a lot on experience, design experience. Now we look at the growth factor of this particular segment. All right. So we all know that right now we are in the digital economy. Okay, so when it comes to digital economy, content is very, very important. Especially people say that you need to be creative. And creativity is something that is very new, and yet I would say it is getting more and more important. Being creative in your content, being creative in your business and everything. So you can just look at the overall business, right? Okay, in terms of the total addressable market for this particular business, it is at a staggering of 128 billion. Okay, 128 billion based on 2022, which is not too far from now. Okay, it's actually projected to be a 128 billion market. So these are, of course, the 5 key areas whereby they want to focus on. So let's start with the first one, which is their creative cloud growth driver, which is where your Photoshop and all those actually belongs to. Okay, so this particular area itself, in terms of the potential growth or the addressable market, is actually at 38 billion. So you can see that, right, Adobe is targeting these 3 group of people: the creative professional, okay, the communicators, and as well as the consumer. So at the bottom, you can also see that, right? Okay, of course, we can see that more and more people are jumping into the design field. And we have a lot of, for example, YouTubers, video enthusiasts. Even right now, we know that with TikTok, a lot of people are jumping into videos. Yeah. And if you want to be different from other TikToker, or you want to be different in your Instagram photo, or you want to be different in your YouTube, that is where you need to come up with different design. Okay, and if you want to come up with a different design, a different format, you need to basically use the software, and Adobe basically is the one that provide you, to gives you the creativity, to gives you the power to create, something that is different in today's digital world. So, of course, we know that for professional, they definitely are using this software. Okay, what are communicators? Communicators are basically, for example, people who are working in a company. Let's say today I need to design a poster. Yeah, so you definitely have some marketing people inside your business, maybe even a design student. So these are what we call communicator. That means they are not exactly in the highly professional design area, but they need to do some design work. Okay, they need to do some simple design work. Okay, so these are what we call communicators. And of course, we have consumer. Consumer, basically, you talk about your YouTubers, you talk about your daily user, people who just want to create a nicer video, who just want to have a nicer photo, So these are your consumer. So we can see that just by looking at the professional area, okay, you would have 35 million of creative pro. These are a combination of freelancer agencies. Okay, and of course, we have students, with about 10 million in creative major. That means students who graduated with a design degree or diploma. So these are the huge potential. And once again, like what I mentioned just now, Adobe basically dominate the student. They actually start with the student. So once the student are using it, basically when they come to the workforce, naturally, all of them will be using Adobe as well. So this is the overall customer universe that they will be able to target in 2022. You can see that 4 billion of them is the consumer, okay, people who are just using social media. And of course, we have 300 million of communicators and 45 million of Creative Pro. Right, so these are their potential user in 2022. Then of course, if we move on to the document cloud growth driver, okay, so this is a 13 billion addressable market. So of course, this is just talking about Acrobat, which is talking about your PDF. So you'll be wondering, so how can PDF actually upgrade to become better? So these are some of the key areas. Okay, let me just skip forward a little bit. So what happened is that right now, most of us, we are using PDF for free. That means we are the 2 billion at the top. We are the reader as well as the Acrobat user. All right. Then of course there will be the communicators. That means could be your officers. That means you might need to sign up to Acrobat because you need to edit the PDF. Okay. There will also be the advanced user. So advanced user are basically people who are using the signing feature or they are using the scanning feature. So these are big companies that actually uses them for business use. So I think that is something that they're actually targeting more and more, especially right now. A lot of business are cutting down on paper. They are turning paper into digital. So one of the easiest way is to actually scan all the document, okay, and then automatically put it into PDF format to store them. And of course, we all know that PDF in terms of storage is also very efficient because they are able to save as a very, very small size file as compared to other picture format. So this is just some figures. Like trillions of PDFs are created every single year. And in terms of the number of reader and Acrobat user, you have more than 2 billion. So all these people are using it for free. So it's pretty much similar, like for example, Zoom right now. What Zoom is doing is they are offering it for you for free. But once you get used to it, then if you want to upgrade, you can actually just sign up for the service. You pay a regular monthly fee. So the same thing happens for this company. Basically, a lot of the software they do provide for free. For example, for the Photoshop and all that, they actually provide you with a 14-day trial. So after you actually do the trial or you like the software, then that is where you can decide to actually upgrade. Okay. And as compared to the past, okay, what is interesting is that this company right now is doing this thing called SaaS, which is software as a service. So how they actually charge is on a recurring model. So every single month is like $20 or $15. Okay. Do you still remember in the past, if let's say in the past you want to let's say subscribe to Photoshop, you actually have to go and buy the software, and the software can be $100, can be $150. And if let's say today you are a professional, you might need to get multiple software. You might need Illustrator, you might need After Effects, you might need Photoshop. So that could cost easily $300 to $400 one shot. So it will be very expensive, especially for company. You have to come out, a lot of money just to get all the license to actually use it. But right now, they are actually moving into the subscription model, which means that instead of paying a lump sum upfront, all you need to do is basically pay a recurring monthly fee. So whenever you want to use it, you pay for it. Just like your Netflix, just like your Spotify, So this model has been proven to actually work very, very well for this particular company. In fact, they actually only started to change it into this particular subscription model in 2012. So prior to 2012, they were still in the past model whereby you actually have to pay a lump sum to get the license to actually use the software. But 2012, the CEO decided to do a major thing, which is to convert everything into subscription based. So later on, when I actually show you the figure, you will be able to see that in there was a huge drop in the earnings, but after that, he was proven to be right. The thing just grew very, very quickly. And it's actually much more sustainable. And of course, one of the key good thing about SaaS, which is the software as a service, is that you can fight against piracy. I'm sure you all know the days whereby, I have this CD and then I just let everybody download and I can distribute so that you can download in a lot of copy. But right now you realize that you can't. Okay, right now for all this subscription model, you realize that in terms of the piracy, it is a lot harder because they can just keep on changing. Yeah. So that is something that is very, very powerful. Okay, so just to make sure that you are still here with me, okay? If you are still here, can you just type in 1, 2, 3, okay? If you're still here, can you just type in 1, 2, 3? Okay, right now we have 62 of you guys watching. So this company is a little bit more technical. I try to make it easier to understand, but then there's just so many information about this particular business. A little bit hard to put it into simple terms, right? So in terms of the document cloud industry, you can see that it is also a very huge growing market. Okay, almost double. You can see we compare 2021 all the way to 2022, it almost doubled. But what is the key changes, I would say, is on the right hand side, which is the 6 billion on e-signature. Okay, the e-signature is actually one of the key growth factor, okay, for this particular segment of the business. And now coming on to the last one, okay, what are some of the growth factor for the experience cloud area? So I think this is very important. Okay, nowadays people buy experience, they don't buy product. Okay, people buy experience, they don't buy product. Let me give you a scenario. Okay, for example, if we talk about coffee. So if let's say today I serve a nice coffee in Starbucks, it costs about $5. But the same coffee, the same frappuccino, if I sell it in a kopitiam, it probably will cost about $2, right? So what is the difference? You realize that the product is exactly the same, but how you sell it, how you package it is important. If you can package it in a nice way, if you can package it in a way that people, when they buy it, they feel happy, you will be able to actually charge more for it. Okay, and that is where I think in the digital world, okay, we don't just want to move from a normal world into digital world. We want to go into experience, the digital experience. All right, and that is what this company is actually focusing on. They do not want to be just digital. They want to have an experience to it as well. So when it comes to the experience portion, right? Okay, that is where I think this Adobe Experience Cloud what actually comes in hand. Okay, and that is why for them they actually work with a lot of all the other CRM company, and basically what they do is they add in just the additional touch of the customer experience into it. So once again, you can see that in terms of the annual revenue of this particular segment, okay, it started pretty slow, but then it has been growing very, very steadily, and it is a constant growth. It is a constant growth. And I think moving forward, okay, more and more people are going to focus on this. More companies are going to focus on the experience. Okay, and definitely this is an area that will continue to grow moving forward. And now we have been talking about all the good points. So right now, I'm also going to talk about some of the potential risk of this particular business. So by now, you should also realize that, right? Okay, the growth of Adobe and the leadership dominance in creation, it is highly dependent on two things. Number one, it is the continual innovation. That means they need to constantly innovate, come up with better software, come up with new things. Okay, and the second one is actually for them to actually come out. Some of them, they don't create in-house. Some of them, they actually acquire other business that has that technology. So they also do a lot of strategic acquisition. Okay, so this is the two things that Adobe must continue to do, and they must continue to do well. Okay, if not, I think it is going to be challenging for them. So you can see that just by looking at 2016 all the way to 2019, right? Okay, you can see the number of new features, new software they actually come out with. It is crazy. It is crazy. So this is a company that has to constantly innovate. They have to be constantly ahead of other people in order for them to maintain their leadership. And of course, because they are the leader, so the possibility of them coming down, or the risk of them coming down, is higher. So suddenly, if let's say somebody, a competitor, created something that is revolutionary, there is always a risk that the leadership position might be affected. Then, of course, if you look at the acquisition of this particular company, they have spent a lot of money on acquisition, and they have been doing a lot of acquisition. You can see from 1990 all the way to 2005, they have already done 21 acquisition. Okay, they have already done 21 acquisition, and that is not the end. Okay, let me share with you. Okay, in total, this company has a total of 51 acquisition. Okay, 51 acquisition, and one of the rather two of the most recent and the most significant one is the one at the bottom, which is number 49, and number 50, which is Magento as well as Marketo. So this is the two acquisition that actually brings in the experience segment for this particular business. So previously they were just doing software. They were just in the creative cloud services, But after they actually acquired these two companies, Magento and Marketo, that is where they started to actually jump into the experience area, okay, the CXM, customer experience management. So yeah, like I said, this can be a good thing, okay, but that can also be a bad thing, because it also means that this company must continue to innovate. They must continue to have the right acquisition in order for them to actually continue to do well moving forward. But as of now, they are definitely ahead as of now. This is also something that is interesting, okay? Many people are actually becoming video editor, okay? And we all know that with apps like TikTok and Instagram, where creator and influence can take advantage of the unique video editing tool and filter without going anywhere. So how does traditional photo and video editing software like Adobe, Photoshop, and Premiere fit into this new wave of content creation? So for those who are using Instagram and TikTok, you know that you can actually edit your photo, edit some of the videos, have certain effect just within the app itself. So which means that if, let's say, the app is doing a pretty decent job, it also means that less people will be required to actually use a software like Adobe Photoshop or a software like Adobe Premiere to actually edit their video or even edit their photo. So this is one of the, I would say, one of the risks. But having said that, right, this is actually mentioned by, if I'm not wrong, the CEO or one of the key management of Adobe. They actually view of it as this way. Whether is it a risk or not, okay, it's subjective, but what they feel is that, okay, let's say we talk about Instagram, okay, 90% of the people, right, actually just want to upload an image, or they just want to upload a photo. They don't even care about how good it looks, whether got filter, whether got effect or not, okay. And there will always be that 1%, okay, who wants to make sure that every photo that goes out to their Instagram or to any of the social media, it is very well colored or well furnished in that sense. Okay, so this 1%, right, okay, are basically the Adobe customer. Okay, so they will actually spend hours and just to make sure that whatever they send out is perfect in their own eye. But what happened is that right now, because of social media, because of things like Instagram and TikTok, okay, so many people are exposed to this photo and video, and that is why, like what they mentioned, there is this other 9% of the people that are actually coming out of the larger group. So in the past, what they want to target is just that 1%, people who wants to have a very nice photo or nice video, okay, and they are happy with that 1% of the whole pie. But right now, okay, because of the I would say the whole world is going to photo, is going to videos. So there will be the 9% who are starting to also explore, okay, beyond just the Instagram filter or beyond just the TikTok editing. They want to go even better. So that is why actually for them, they feel that there's actually more potential, okay, than risk, okay, coming from software like TikTok or even Instagram. At least that is in their point of view. So in terms of the opportunity of this business, okay, I would say that very importantly, we have to look at the overall trend. Like I said, right now we are actually in the digital transformation. So content fuels the digital economy, and of course, paper to digital automation. Everything is going digital. So if your company is still on paper, you have to change it. So I think like what the PDF is actually one of the easiest format. And that is why they have the PDF scan. They also have the PDF sign. And I think moving forward in the future, if you were to sign any document, pretty much everything will be on soft copy. Okay, everything will be on soft copy. Even let's say today you go to the bank, you want to do any transaction, you want to sign any document. Okay, if they give you a hard copy, it means that they actually have to keep the hard copy in their office. But if let's say they allow you to sign on a soft copy, so basically everything is on the cloud. So once the good thing about everything on the cloud is that the information is actually uploaded across the whole business. So for example, today you enroll for a certain product. So immediately, right, in their whole database, they would actually have all this information. But in the past, if you were to, let's say you were to sign up for a credit card, so somebody still have to submit all these documents, have to put whatever you have, right? They have to submit into their software. okay, before it goes to the system. But what they want to do is to remove that portion, okay, remove the paper part. Everything goes direct into digital. Okay, I think moving forward is going to be more and more common. So privacy and security is also an issue. All right, then of course with mobile, a lot of things, last time you can only do it in a laptop because of interface, because of the support. But I think everything is now moving towards the phone. So even if you look at a software like Photoshop, they actually have a handphone version. Okay, then I think for Lightroom, for the photographer, they also come out with a phone version for it. So that is something that, you know, they actually have to innovate to come up with what is required in the consumer perspective. So in terms of the digital media business momentum, right, you can once again see that this is an area that is constantly growing. Okay, this is an area that is constantly growing. Okay, huge growth. Right now, I think they're still growing at about 18%, 18% year to year. Okay, 18% year to year. Okay, so right now we're going to move into the numbers. Okay, and I think this is going to be something that is easier, that is more easier to digest. Okay, the financial fitness. So once again, for this particular business, we are going to focus on a few areas. Number one is the revenue. Okay, it must be growing. The earnings must be positive. Okay, cash flow must be healthy. The return on equity more than 15%, net margin more than 10%, interest coverage, whereby we look at the debt level, okay, must be healthy. And of course, the valuation for this company must be undervalued. So this is going to be the 7 check. So starting with the first one, growing revenue. So if let's say you like the revenue of this company, can you type in GR? If you like the revenue, if you think that this is a very, very good revenue that is growing, can you just type in GR in the chat group, in the Facebook chat? And of course, if you look at the earnings per share, okay, another thing you can see that it is not only positive, it is growing every single year. All right, and I just want to point to you on the 2012 and 2013. Can you see 2013, there was a huge drop. Okay, there was a huge drop. Okay, then 2014 it remains slow. Then 2015 it start to pick up. Okay, so that was the period whereby they actually transit from the old business model into the subscription model. Yeah, I think that was 2013. They actually changed the whole business model into subscription model. And of course, for number 3, which is the growing free cash flow, once again, you can see that the company has got very nice positive and growing free cash flow. So looking at these 3, I would say that it is a pass for all 3 different financial fitness. Okay, really, really amazing in terms of the figure. And now coming to the number 4, return on equity. So return on equity, once again, this company has shown that the management has done very, very well to reward its investor in terms of the efficiency. Okay, they have an ROE of 31.79, way above 15%. And in terms of the margin, because this is a software company, once again, their expenses is relatively low. So most of the money actually goes to R&D. Okay, so other than that, I would say that they actually earn a lot. So the margin of this business is very, very healthy also at a 27%. And the interest coverage for this business is 23.93. So once again, in terms of the debt level, is very, very healthy. Okay. So once again, looking at the numbers, looking at the financial, I would say that this is a really, really amazing company in terms of the financial fitness. Once again, it's all pass. And now coming to the last one, which is PEG. Okay, so right now the P ratio of this company is 55.47. And I would say that the average PE ratio based on the last 5 years is also about 55. If I'm not wrong, it's 57. So right now, in terms of the PE ratio, is somewhere around the usual PE ratio. So it's not extremely high, it's not extremely low. Okay, despite the recession, but I would say that the P ratio of this is pretty stagnant. And right now, I actually give it a growth rate of 30%. Okay, I give it a growth rate of 30%. So just now, actually, when we look at the business itself, right, the revenue growth of this business is about 20%. Okay, which means year after year from each business segment, the average growth was about 15 to 20%. But why did I give it a 30% growth rate? Is because, okay, this company is constantly doing this thing called share buyback. Okay, this company is constantly doing this thing called share buyback, which later on I'm also going to touch on it. But basically what it means is that, right, okay, because the company is making so much money, so what they do is they actually buy back their own share. And when they buy back their own share, that result in a higher earnings per share. Okay, that result in the highest earnings per share. So in terms of my growth rate, right, my growth rate is actually based on the earnings per share of this particular business. Okay, so I actually use a very conservative number, which is 30%. In fact, this company, in terms of the earnings per share growth rate, is somewhere around 50%, 50. But I actually use a lower figure. So looking at this figure that I have, okay, based on the PEG, okay, you can see that they have a PEG of 1.849. Okay, 1.849. And once again, our criteria is PEG to be less than 2. So like I said, this is again a pass. Okay, so the last time I did a company that has something like this is this company called Visa. And of course, I'm actually quite excited like, when I actually saw this company, because this is another company that is again, it is once again the leader in the industry, just like Visa. Visa is the leader in the payment industry, and Adobe is basically the leader when it comes to creative creation market. Okay, creative creation market. Yeah, but of course, like I said, they are moving towards the experience, like the customer experience area, whereby they might not be the leader as of now, but that is something that they are building up. Okay, using their network that they have. So to summarize what I have for you guys, okay, in terms of the business, right, this is a business that has very, very strong liquidity. Okay, they have 3.7 billion of cash, and in terms of credit facility, another 1 billion. So no issue about the cash. And in terms of the rating, they actually rated A by S&P, rated A3 by Moody's. And what this company do is they actually return the excess cash to the shareholder through stock repurchase. Okay, so what exactly is this stock repurchase? I actually shared over here. Okay, so what happened is that basically you can see that this is the number of cash used for share repurchase. Like it has been increasing year after year. That means what it means is that the company is, because the company believe that their company is good, so they actually buy back their own share. Yeah, so it's just like, for example, this company, right, they are making about let me try to recall. I think every quarter they are making about $1 billion. Okay, every quarter they are making about $1 billion. So which means that 1 year they are making about 4 billion, if I'm not wrong. So what they do is, okay, because they don't really use that much money, so rather than putting in the bank, what they do is they take the money, they buy back their own share. So they buy their own share in the stock market. So when they do that, right, what happens is that the number of share in the market is actually going to reduce. Okay, the number of shareholder in the overall market is going to reduce. And that is why, as a result of that, the earnings per share of this company is going to go up. Okay, it's a little bit technical, but in short, okay, like I said, this is a good thing. This is a good sign that the business, the management, they themselves, they believe that their business is good. And that is why they actually do this thing called a share repurchase. So in terms of the digital media summary, okay, it's a bit woody, okay, but in short, I would say that there's a lot of growth opportunities still available in this particular area. Okay, so they continue to maintain their leadership, and of course, the subscription model has been proven to be very, very successful, and they are still constantly getting new customer with new subscription. Okay, so that is something that I would say that they are actually still a growing company. Okay, there's still an untapped market that they have not actually went into. And when it comes to the digital experience market, okay, once again, this is an area that they are actually moving. Once again, I think that there's definitely huge potential growth in this particular area. So you can hand side, okay, data and insights form the larger pie of the total addressable market, followed by content and personalization. Then of course we have e-commerce. Okay, then we have customer journey management, and of course the last one is advertising. So content and personalization, I think that is where their experience is very important. People want to be personalized. Okay, so that is something that they are able to provide okay, the customization and the personalization of the CRM. So overall, okay, you can see that this was their full year 2020 target. Okay, on average, the growth is about 19%. I would say average is about 15 to 20% growth on each individual business segment. So this is definitely still a growing business. It is still a growing business. Okay, and I would also like to share that with the COVID-19, right? I actually personally believe that it escalated this growth. That means after the COVID-19, we should be looking at even higher potential. Okay, because once again, everybody is at home, right? You have no choice. You have to go into, I mean, you see how many people are watching TikTok, how many people are going into Instagram, how many people are on Facebook, how many people are on YouTube. And the number of YouTubers that is created during this period is again very, very high. So when people are unemployed, when people have no job, basically one of the things that they do is they become YouTuber as well. So when you become a YouTuber, naturally you need all the software, and that is where this company will provide you with the software that you need to actually create content. So this is the latest quarter result. Okay. Once again, I'll say that it's pretty aligned with their forecast based on last year 2019 forecast. So even though with the COVID-19 happening during the first and second quarter, you can see that the business wasn't really affected much. Okay, the business wasn't affected much. So this is some of the key growth driver in Q2 2020. Despite COVID-19, they still see a strong new user growth across all geography. Okay, and actually their video product, okay, the professional video product like Premiere Pro, okay, actually increased significantly from people like the communicators as well as the YouTuber. Okay, so there's a lot of people jumping into this particular area. Then we also have a lot of migrating students. Okay, remember they actually provide the students for free, so some of them actually converted into the paid subscription. So that actually works out well for them as well. And of course, there's a significant growth for paid mobile subscription. So like I said, in the past, they only focus on software that is on the laptop. But over the last few years, they actually come up with a lot of their so-called main software, but they actually convert it into a mobile-friendly a mobile app. Okay, that works more for mobile. Yeah, so that has also been proven to be one of the key growth factor for them as well. Then in terms of the consumer adoption in mobile app and PDF, okay, is very, very is also increased. Okay, in fact, even for PDF, they also want to put it into a phone version, so you can edit your file, okay, on the phone, on a mobile phone as well. Then in terms of the tailwind, okay, with a knowledge worker and communicator working from home, okay, so because of the work from home, what happened is that more people are using PDF, and there's actually more people starting to adopt the Acrobat. That means company, maybe they will actually subscribe to it so that you can actually edit the PDF at home as well. And of course, because of that, Adobe Sign, which is the signing feature of PDF, okay, it has a very, very strong quarter with the new, okay, annual revenue, okay, annual recurring revenue. ARR is annual recurring revenue, more than doubling year after year, year over year. So like I said, that is something that has increased tremendously, okay, the Adobe Sign. And of course, for the last one is increased pipeline and improve execution in the government segment. So I think that a lot of government is also pushing towards digital era and things like that. So that is also something that they would actually kind of encourage business to adopt digital. So of course, one of the way to go digital is by subscribing to all this software so that you can actually convert your physical product into digital product. So that comes to the end of this particular presentation, but so we need to make our decision. Okay, so like I said, before I go and share my decision, it is your turn to share whether is it going to be a buy BUY or is it going to be a red color BYE. So can you just put in what is your answer? Okay, maybe you can also use the emoticon. If let's say you think this is good, okay, can you just hit the heart shape? If you think this is a BYE, can you just put in the angry face? Okay, if you think this is good, you can hit the heart shape. If you think this is a buy for you, can you just hit on the angry face? Okay, I see some heart coming up. Okay, which is amazing, Oh, so far everybody is hot. I see whether anybody is angry or not. Okay, like I said, this is educational purpose, educational purpose. So please do your own due diligence. Like I said, there's a lot more into this particular business that you can actually research into. Okay, I think this business is really quite an interesting company lah. And it's something that we are always using. We have been using it. But I do see that there's actually huge potential moving forward, especially when we are not only moving towards digital. Okay, this company is one step ahead. They are going into digital experience. Okay. So with that, I'm going to release my answer, and like what you guys have been expected. Okay, this is definitely going to be a BUY for me. Okay, this is going to be a BUY for me. Okay, but once again, I just want to clarify one thing is that, okay, how would I actually go into this company? Okay, this BUY is based on buying share. Okay, which means that actually you buy this company and you can actually hold a share for a long period of time. Like I said, if you are expecting to make money within a short period of time, okay, that is where it will be encouraged for you to combine it with some technical analysis. And of course, with the market uncertainty in the short run, the market can be fluctuative. Okay, but when I say buy, I'm actually looking like a long-term perspective, easily to hold this company for 3 to 5 years. Okay, 3 to 5 years. So right now the share price is about 420 over dollars or $450. So I do expect this company over the next few years, it could potentially reach even up to $1,000. All right, it could potentially even reach up to $1,000. But definitely you need to give it at least a few years lah. So definitely I'm pretty interested in this company. So yes, this is a buy for me. So once again, okay, for more resources for what we are sharing, you can actually subscribe to our Telegram at t.me/ultimateinvestorsg. And of course, very important, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can actually see all the videos that we actually have for you guys. And moving forward, all the videos will be uploaded into the YouTube as well as the current Facebook Ultimate Investing channel as well. Yes, fantastic. I see Sandra. Can I sell put? Yes, you can also sell put as well, but with the mindset that you want to own this particular stock. Okay, with the mindset. So like I said, the strategy we do over here is more of a long-term, mid to long-term strategy, buy and hold. Okay, so in the short run, market is volatile, so please do not go and time the market unless you have additional tools. If not, I think for long term, this is definitely good to go. All right, so that's it for me. Okay, is it overvalued right now? At the moment, I don't think so. Like I said, I've already done the PEG. Based on my valuation, it's undervalued. But again, if you want to be conservative, different people have different valuation methods, so it might be different. So I'm going to take some question. Okay, if you have any question, you can actually type it in. If not, okay, once again, if you have question, you can also leave it into the comments below, and then subsequently, I will be able to actually answer once I actually see your question. If not, okay, I think right now, yeah, we are almost coming to 3 p.m. So I think I'm not going to take up too much of your time because it's a Saturday afternoon. So once again, thanks everyone for joining us for our Buy or Buy series. I hope to see you guys on our next video. So once again, stay safe, invest safe, and I'll see you guys in our next video. So I'll see you guys for now. Bye-bye.